Well, we're about a third of the way through the semester. How are you doing? Week 6. Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the snow that's on the ground. I know that my shoulders and my back have certainly enjoyed my efforts to clear the snow that's on the ground. It's that time of year, huh? Welcome to week 6. Welcome to week 6. We're getting into it at this point. The instructions assignment gets turned in this week, and we're going to start working on other stuff. The rest of the major assignments are all going to be the kind of thing that build towards the final recommendation report. Moreover, the next assignment, the infographics assignment, you should read that section of the major assignment sheet, and you're going to be watching a video on it, are going to be based on your group's area of focus. Not your specific major, but your group's area. So if you're in the art group, your art focus. If you're in the transportation group, transportation focus, and that kind of thing. So we're going to start to really get into your fields, and the work is going to get a little bit more specific. Before we go over everything that we got going on for the next week, though, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about conferences. You are required to come to see me twice this semester, and by see me, I mean meet me online. In the Blackboard shell, under the course menu, there's a meeting room item. I'm having speech problems. There's a meeting room entry in the course menu. If you click on that, it'll take you to Blackboard Collaborate, and you click on that, and it'll take you to a place where it'll have an open course room. And we can chat there, we can talk there voice to voice, or we can do a straight video chat, whatever. You're required to come see me twice, and I count anything that talks about your writing in some way, shape, or form. If you're not happy with your job application material, we can meet and talk about it, and then you can revise it. And when I get the instructions graded and back to you, the same thing will go on for that as for every other major assignment. If you want to get a hold of me, contact me via Remind. Give me a range of availability. Don't say, I'm available at this time on this day, because I might not be. Give me a couple days, give me a couple times, give me some area of choice. I'm not going to do conferences over the weekend. That's time I need to spend with my family, and it would be preferable if we can get it sometimes within the normal work day till 5. And I will be back to you. We'll figure something out. We'll get to meet. Let's talk about the homework for last week. So the homework, Chapter 6, Exercise 4. The assignment. Revise the following list so that the lead-in is clear, easy to understand, and punctuated correctly. In addition, be sure the bullet items are grammatically parallel with one another. So that's what you got to do. Clarify the top, make sure there's parallel construction in the bottom. Here's what we have to work with. There are several goals being pursued by the Natural and Accelerated Bioremediation Research Office: the development of cost-effective in situ bioremediation strategies for subsurface radionuclides and metals, an understanding of intrinsic bioremediation, as well as an accelerated bioremediation using nutrient amendments to immobilize contaminants, identifying societal issues associated with bioremediation research, and communication of bioremediation research findings to stakeholders. Now, I think there's probably several ways you can do this, so let's look at 2 of them. First off, that top sentence, there are several goals being pursued by the Natural and Accelerated blah, blah. It's long and unwieldy, but there's a passive verb being used. Being pursued. By whom? Then we have to have the subject noun at the end. A much clearer way to go about that would be the Natural and Accelerated Bioremediation Research Office is pursuing several goals. Direct. right in your face, right to the point. This is one take on making sure the list has parallel construction. The generation, the comprehension, the identification, the communication. You notice they all end in the shun? Well, one of us S-I-O-N and the other's 3 are T-I-O-Ns, but still, you get it. The verbs are all doing the same thing. If the third one was identifying instead of identification, that would be non-parallel because they're different forms. But that's not the only way to do it. Developing, understanding, identifying, communicating. I think the first is probably a little bit more correct than the second one because is pursuing these goals of communicating sounds less right to me than we're pursuing these goals, the generation, the comprehension, the identification. But I think either of them would work in this case. Notice that on both of these, I broke down the third bullet item into 2 because, well, there were 2 verbs in there, and I figured that each one of those deserved its own bullet. Finally, let's talk about the work we have coming up for this week. The instruction submission gets turned in this week on Friday. Get it as complete as you possibly can. You've already done some sample work, you've done Doom, you've revised Doom, you've done the Call of Duty instructions. And hopefully you picked up some feedback there to help make your instructions assignment as good as it possibly can be. Keep in mind, you can't revise these things, but the better it is when you turn it in, the easier that revision is going to be. We're also going to have voting on the Doom revision, and I'm going to post a video going over the Call of Duty instructions that you turned in. Same thing as last time, it's just to give you feedback, give you practice on how to do the instructions, and hopefully point out some things in the Call of Duty instructions that you can fix on your own. We have Chapter 2, Exercise 2, and there's group work, Chapter 2, Exercise 4. The other thing we're going to start talking about, and you need to start thinking about, is the infographics assignment. It's the next major assignment. I have a video that goes over infographics, and that infographics is going to take some real document design work and skills. It's probably the kind of thing where you're going to want to talk to your group members, because from this point onward, all of the major assignments will be pushed towards your group's area of focus. If you're in the education group, every assignment is going to have something to do with education from this point onward. Same for the transportation, technology, whatever groups. The infographics assignment, there's a video up on it. You need to read the section of the major assignment sheet, and we'll talk more specifically about it next time. Basically, you're going to make an infographic which gives some basic information about your field and some issue in your field, and communicates the information via the graphics. So watch the video, read the section of the major assignment sheet, and if you have questions, by all means, on that or anything else, let me know. Hope you have a really great week, and I will see you next video. Bye.